Hello, everybody. Hubert here, and a really special guest with me today, Brian Tatler from the band Saxon right now. How are you, Brian? All good?
Yeah, well, thank you. I'm enjoying my time being in Saxon. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, because we're talking almost 1 month after release of Hellfire and Damnation. So please tell me, how are the first reactions, reviews, and all the feedback that you get from your fans?
Yeah, it's been very positive. I'm blown away by the reaction to the album and to my acceptance into the band. All the comments I've seen have been positive. So it feels like, Biff made a good decision bringing me into the group. And it's justification for him for making that decision. And I'm glad he did. I was flattered to be asked and flattered, honored to join such a legendary band. And it's going really well. So I'm looking forward to the tour that's starting in, less than a month now.
Yeah. Please tell me the story. How did you actually join the Saxon? How the actual idea came up to life?
Okay. Well, in 2002, I got a phone call asking, they said, Paul Quinn's got COVID and we've got a gig the weekend at Steelhouse in Wales. So they said, would you learn the set? Would you be interested in learning the set? And I said, yes, I'll do it. Great. So I set about learning the songs and all that. And then come nearer the gig, they said, he's going to be okay. He's not too bad. He'll be okay to do the gig. But thanks for learning the set. Right. So that was that. And then I started to think, if they've asked me to do that, they must think I am capable. And I started to brush up on the set from time to time because I thought they could ask me again. Paul could get COVID again. He may even leave the group one day. And then come March of last year, I got a phone call to say Paul Quinn is stepping down from Saxon. So would you be interested in joining? And I immediately said, yes, brilliant, I'd love to. Because I'd already thought this scenario through and I didn't have to hesitate or think about it because I've decided if ever they asked, I would say yes, because, we've done a lot of gigs with Saxon. We've probably done 40 gigs. This is Diamond Head, opening for Saxon. And so I've got to know the band and I've got to know the management and the setup and how it works, the crew. And it's a nice environment to work in. And I could see that it'd be a big step up for me after, trying to keep Diamond Head going and tour the world in a van type thing for many, many years. So I just jumped at the opportunity and thought this is going to be great. And so far so good. It's excellent.
Yeah, and do you feel like you needed that in your life, the new chapter, the new fresh, challenge for you to join the Saxon?
Totally, it is a new challenge. That's the way I've looked at it. I thought it was a great challenge for me mentally. I had to learn a lot of new songs. I probably learned 30 new songs, playing with different musicians, playing countries I've never been to before. Before Christmas we went to Mexico and Argentina and Brazil and Colombia, and it's great. It's really good for my playing because I'm playing probably more than ever. I only see it as a real positive.
Mm-hmm. And did you have the chance to, I would say, compose anything for the album? Any guitar riffs, any ideas?
Yeah. Well, when I first joined, they wanted me to take over from Paul because they got dates coming up. So they said you'll do. If you can, do all the live gigs, because Paul's fed up of touring, it was getting a bit much for him. And I think he'd been trying to, or he'd been rather thinking about leaving for a while. So anyway, so I just thought, okay, that's what I'll do then. I'll do the gigs. And in the background, maybe Paul's going to continue to write for the band and compose new music. And then about May, June, Biff said, if you've got any ideas, we're doing a new album type thing. And if you've got any ideas, send them over. So I thought, oh, okay. So they want me to write, or they'll at least listen to the stuff and see if they like it. And I sent over a load of stuff that I've already had here at home because, you know, I like to write and I make demos here at home. And he said, oh, yeah, I like a lot of this. And he picked 3 songs that he liked. And so I went up to Biff's, where he lives in York. And we went over the tracks and you know, rearranged them a little bit and maybe changed a few bits, take a bit out, add a bit. And so 3 tracks have ended up on the album. And yeah, I was really chuffed. I thought it was great to be asked to be included in the writing. I do love writing, so great.
Mm-hmm. And do you find it maybe hard or easy to, you know, after so many years on the stage, to still come up with the new and fresh music ideas?
I find it hard. I have to put the time in. It was probably easier when I was younger, but as you get older, you feel like you've done certain things and there's a worry about repeating yourself. Mm-hmm. And your brain's not quite as fresh and supple rather, as it once was. And so I probably have to put more time in now to get the stuff out. But you know, I can still do it. I still come up with riffs. The hard part is turning them into songs, really. So I end up with tracks that start with a riff, say, but it don't develop properly. You know, so the ones that do develop properly are the ones that I think will have some life and it could turn into a proper song. But I don't, you know, I wouldn't just send a riff. I think you've got to do the whole track, really. You've got to put some drums down and bass and try, sort of present an idea of this is how it could go. That could be the chorus. This could be the verse, you know, etc. So do a bit of the work, really, rather than just say, here's a good riff.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and please tell me, how does the everyday life in the band like Saxon look like? Because not so many bands actually with so many years of experience on the stage is releasing albums every 2 or 3 years, you know, still, and plus tours a lot with that. Yeah. Is there a lot of work to do in the band like this?
Yeah, it is. It's more intense than I've been used to for a while. Yeah, I mean, any downtime, you think, oh, look, we're not doing anything there. But I do think, well, that's an opportunity for me to write and try and come up with ideas. And then I practice and I try and, you know, perfect some of the tracks that are hard, working on the fast down picking. You know, there's more fast down picking in Saxon than I'm used to. So I've been working on that. There's something like Power and Glory or Princess of the Night, you know. But yeah, I mean, I'm always sort of, you know, there's interviews to do, there's things in the background, you know. I've had to build a pedal board for this next tour, and things have to happen, you know. We don't just sit around. I think Biff is always thinking about the next album as well. I think he likes to keep the ball rolling, and you know, Biff ends up doing a lot of the interviews and a lot of the, you know, decision making. So I would imagine he's involved with Saxon, you know, every single day of the week. Never gets a day off. Mm-hmm. But you know, I'm still getting used to it. I mean, it's not been a year yet, and I'm still getting used to how it operates and stuff. But it's great, you know. We're doing some rehearsals next month ahead of the Judas Priest tour, which starts on the 11th of March.
Yeah. You guys are coming to Poland, really soon, March 30. You'll play in Krakow as a special guest with Judas Priest. So what can your Polish fans expect about this special, huge, I would say, show?
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. I have played Krakow before. I've been to Poland before, and we played 3 shows. We did Warsaw, Krakow, and is it Potsdam, or is that
Poznań?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and there were great crowds, very lively, very exciting. So I can imagine a big crowd for something like Judas Priest and Saxon and Uriah is going to be, crazy. I'm really looking forward to it. I would imagine we haven't, Biff pretty much decides on the set, but once we've rehearsed, then we might, things might change, things might come in and go out. But the Carpe Diem tour finished sort of last December, and then I would imagine some of those songs will go out and the new songs will come in and around the classics. I think that's probably how it'll work.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, it's in Krakow. This is Tauron Arena, so it's a huge arena. Actually, I think like 20,000 people.
I've never played it. No, I've never played it. I don't think I've played hardly any of these venues on this tour. Starting with Glasgow, I've never played that show. I've never played the Leeds show, the Ireland show. They're all big venues, So it's exciting time.
Yeah, really good experience for you.
It'll be great.
Let's talk about maybe Diamond Head a bit now. How do you feel about the fact that Diamond Head was one of the biggest inspirations, as we all know, for Metallica?
Well, it was really flattering. The first, I met Lars, going right back to 81. I met Lars before he even formed the band.
Yeah.
So at first he was just a big fan of the band and stayed with me, stayed with the singer Sean, and we would write to each other. And he told me, I've got this band called Metallica, etc. And then they covered Am I Evil in 1984 for their Creeping Death 12-inch single. So that was great because really they were the first band ever to cover Diamond Head, or at least to cover us on record. I mean, some bands might have played something live that I don't know about, but to actually record a Diamond Head song, Metallica were the first band, and so we got lucky there. The first band to record a Diamond Head song, other than Diamond Head, became the biggest heavy metal band of all time. So that's a bit of luck, isn't that? Even though they're on a small label called Music for Nations, and we didn't have a clue just how all pervasive they would become. It was still very flattering that they'd gone to so much trouble and worked out the parts and the solo to really good. So yeah, it's been fascinating for me to watch their rise to the top, and I've seen them many times over the years, and they're a fantastic live band, as you probably know. So yeah, it's only been super positive for me, and I've kind of lived it a little bit through them. When I get to be a VIP for the day and go and stand among 60,000 people and enjoy, battery with the rest of the crowd.
Yeah, it definitely is the biggest metal band in the world. So what's your opinion on 72 Seasons, the new Metallica album?
Yeah, good. I like a lot of the riffs and the songs. Yeah, I've only played it a couple of times, and I've seen them do some of it live because I went to Download last year. Yeah, and did the 2 nights, didn't they? And I went on a Saturday night, and I heard that set. I mean, 2 different sets, wasn't it? The Thursday night and the Saturday night were 2 completely different sets. So it was great to see. I mean, it was a hell of a show, the pyros and those towers they had around the arena and all that. But I've sort of been following their progress since I suppose the first album and into the second album, but even before that, I mean, Lars sent a cassette once where they'd covered, I think it's Electric, and it was just a little home demo type thing on a ghetto blaster. But so even back in '82, I think we were aware that Lars had a band, and you know, they were covering Diamond Head songs. So it's an amazing thing that they've covered 4 of our songs and still play them live now, you know, from time to time. In fact, Metallica have played Am I Evil more times live than Diamond Head have.
Oh, wow.
It's amazing. Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah, totally great. Has Diamond Head any plans for the near future, or you concentrate 100% on Saxon right now?
I'm concentrating on Saxon because we've got this tour coming up, and then we go to the States at the end of April. But no, we're still talking. We had a Zoom meeting on Saturday. We're hoping to get a live album out because we recorded a live album last year, and we need to mix it and get it going and get it going. But yeah, we're still planning to do stuff, but it's tricky. You can't just accept gigs like we used to. You know, when I was available 365 days a year, we could just book any gig we liked. But now I can't do festivals in the summer. And so it's a bit trickier. But as gaps appear and we know the lay of the land, you know, it hasn't been 12 months yet, then we'll see what we can do. You know, we all 5 of us want to keep the band going.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's talk about maybe listening to music right now, because I'm curious, how do you listen to music these days? Is it streaming, CDs, or maybe the vinyls? How does it look in your case?
Yeah, I've still got vinyl, but I don't really listen to it. My record player's packed away at the minute, but I still listen to CDs. I must have about 600 CDs, so I'm still a music fan. You know, every day I listen to something. But streaming, I've got more and more into Spotify. Mm-hmm. You know, you can go down that rabbit hole, as they say. You know, where if you like that, you might like this. And I make playlists with my favorite, you know, tunes on and bands, things like that. So I do like the Spotify more and more, you know, even though you don't own the thing, it's not a physical thing where you can look at the sleeve and all that business, but it's there and it's on your phone if you want it to be. And that access and portability is very useful, especially for a traveling musician.
Yeah. Okay, so you like streaming from the perspective of a listener, and how do you look at it from the perspective of a musician? Is it good, fair?
Yeah, I mean, financially, it's not very good. I wish they would have sorted out a better royalty rate for musicians and writers a long time ago, but it's almost like they didn't, and it doesn't look like they're going to change it. So yeah, musicians are kind of being a little bit ripped off with the streaming royalty rates of things like Spotify and YouTube, but I'm, you know, a tiny pawn in the game, and I've got no power to control or change anything like that. So I just have to accept it like everybody else. Somebody like Taylor Swift has got the power to try and change it. So good luck to her.
Yeah, so still the best way to earn money for the band is obviously playing live shows and maybe selling the merchandise. How does it look?
Yeah, exactly. That's about all we can do. Yeah, I mean, vinyls helped, hasn't it? The resurgence of vinyls helped. But live work and merch, yeah. But you can make a good profit on a T-shirt, can't you? You can sell a T-shirt for £25 and it's cost £6, maybe £7 to make. So it's a really good markup. And without merch, a lot of bands would struggle.
Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you so much, Brian, for this amazing conversation. And I wish you all the best with the tour, with the new album, and with maybe the next next albums with Saxon, of course. Thank you so much.
Yeah, great. Thank you. I'll see you in Krakow.
Yeah, sure. Bye-bye.
Bye.